Hey everybody, this is Chappy Boy with my first review on Recon Future Soldier. Now, I couldn't find my recording equipment, but I will ASAP. But until then, I'm going to have to make do with what I have. Now, I have played through the game, and I'll kind of give you just a basic score and what I think about it, but I want to hear afterwards what you guys think about it, if you agree or disagree. Now, Ghost Recon Future Soldier places you in the Ghost Squad, and you're trying to deal with future conflicts. Now, the beginning of the game. I'm not going to spoil too much, but you'll just fight warlords in Afghan and Africa, places like that, and then it does get amped up with the story, as Russia's having kind of like a civil war. One group's trying to overthrow the other group. Now, saying that, the one bad thing about this game, well, not the one bad thing, but the thing you kind of expect because it's a military shooter, the story's very bland. Now, when the whole Russian thing kicks in, you do feel like you gotta do something about this. Now, it does engage you a little bit, but not too much. So if you're coming in, looking for a great story like something like Deus Ex or Mass Effect, you will not find it here. I'm not saying the story is bad, just not too engaging. Another bad thing about this game is it's not really horrible, but the facial animations are crap. What I meant by it's not horrible is it's not the biggest point, it won't ruin the game for you, but to me it really bugged me. The facial animations are like from gamers hell, guys. I was busy having a nerdgasm while going into camouflage, and a cutscene would kick in, and I would just want to throw my controller into the screen at the crappy facial animations. You, just looking at the faces, you wouldn't be able to tell if a character's mad or just plain out happy. You have to tell from the dialogue. Now, that's one thing that does take away from the experience, in my opinion. Um, just the one little thing is the backgrounds, like the buildings, can be a little grainy. Other than that, though, putting that aside, the graphics are pretty crisp. I'm not gonna lie. Now, in the single player, you'll have a lot of fun with the toys they give you, such as active camouflage. When you crouch and move at a slower pace, it will just automatically kick in. So it gives you an edge on the battlefield. You will feel like a badass. I'm telling you, you'll feel like the Predator from the movies, just kind of human, more human, I guess. But you will feel badass. You can throw sensors into a group of enemies to see what kind of weapons they have. EMP grenades, several things. There's one part in the game, I'm just going to tell you about it. You get to control a four-legged drone called the Warhound, and it unleashes freaking hell, guys. I'm telling you, one of the biggest nerdgasms I've had in a while. Jesus, can't get over it. But no, very good, very, very, you will feel like a badass. Throughout some missions, it will give you some freedom to handle situations as you want, going guns blazing, or should I take this, from almost like a stealthy point of view, or should I use more of my technology to my advantage? Now, they kind of contradict themselves a little bit through the game, where they do force you to handle situations a certain way. Now, that I find that a little annoying, but you know what? It's not the worst thing. Now, the amazing part of this game is the gunsmith aspect. Now, gunsmith allows you to pretty much create your own gun. From the barrel to the trigger to the gas system, they call it. I don't know much about guns, but to the stock, to the sights, it pretty much allows you to make anything in your, coming from your imagination. What kind of gun you want, you can make it in this game. Now, it does carry over to the multiplayer, which is good. Other shooters really need to take a look at the gunsmith aspect and see what they can take from it. I applaud the team for doing that, adding that aspect. If I had to review the single player just alone, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Just being that it's not too engaging, but the badassness of it is just amazing, totally amazing. Now, the multiplayer is more of a tactical based game style. Now, the graphics still carry over; they're pretty crisp. You don't have to worry about facial animations in the multiplayer, because mostly everyone's face is covered with a mask, or something like that. So you won't have to deal with that horrible facial animations, but it's pretty cool. It's more of a tactical based kind of thing. I loved it, but I could see people that play Call of Duty and are trying out Future Soldier, they would absolutely hate it. If you go around running and gunning, you're gonna get killed a lot. If you communicate with your team, you can expect a lot of wins. Now, the gunsmith aspect, as I said, is still in the multiplayer side. So you can still do that, create your own weapons. You can choose what faction you fight for. Sorry, fight for. whether you fight for the Russians or Team Ghosts, it is pretty cool. Now, there aren't a terrible amount, like, it's not like it only has one person playing all the time, but it doesn't have, you know, the fan base that Call of Duty or Battlefield would have. I'm gonna give the multiplayer side just on itself, again, a 7 out of 10. I would give the whole game, though, in general, if I had to think about it really, to give it an 8 out of 10. It really does try out the multiplayer. Like I said, just a quick overview. The bad facial animations, the bland story kind of take away from that. But the game does really try, and I think other developers could take a look at Ghost Recon. Now, I would say, yet again, it is an 8. It is a pretty good game. I think if you're a Ghost Recon fan and a tactical-based kind of game fan, you should buy this game. Now, if you're just in the general gaming population, I think you should maybe rent it and see what you think. What do you, you know what I mean? Like, you should just try a couple levels out and then see if you want to go buy a full version. Now, tell me what you think, guys. Do you agree with my rating? Do you disagree? What do you think about Ghost Recon Future Soldier? I really want to know. I'll see you in the comment box, and I'll see you in the next video.